Recorded Books and One Click Digital present Corridors of the Night, a William Monk novel by Anne Perry, narrated by David Colacci.
Chapter 1. The small gas lamps along the walls of the corridor flickered as if they were a draught, but Hester knew, it being well after midnight, that all the doors were closed. Even the windows on the wards would be shut at this hour. The girl stood motionless. Her eyes were wide, her skin as pale as the nightgown that hung just past her knees. Her legs were matchstick thin, and her feet bare and dusty. She looked terrified. "Are you lost?" Hester asked her gently. She could not think what the child was doing here. This was an annex to Greenwich Hospital. It backed onto the Thames, well down river from the huge port of London and the teeming city beyond. Did she belong to one of the other nurses, who had sneaked her in rather than leave her alone at home? It was against the rules. Hester would have to make sure no one else found her.
"Please, miss,"
the child said in a hoarse whisper.
"Charlie's dying. You gotta come help him, please."
There was no other sound in the night, no footsteps on the stone floors. Dr. Rand would not be on duty until the morning. The child's fear vibrated in the air.
"Please?"
"Where is he?" Hester asked quietly. "I'll see what I can do." The child gulped and took a deep breath.
"He's this way. I left the door stuck. We can get back if you hurry, please."
"I'm coming," Hester agreed. "You lead the way. What's your name?"
"Maggie."
She turned and started to go quickly, her bare feet soundless on the chill floor. Hester followed her down the corridor, around a corner, and along another passage even less well lit. She could only just see the small, pale figure ahead of her, glancing backwards every few moments to make sure Hester was still there. They were going away from the wards where sick and badly injured sailors were treated, and farther into administrative areas and storerooms. Hester did not know the hospital well. She had volunteered to do temporary night duty as a favor to Jenny Solway, a friend who had a sudden illness in her own family. They had served together with Florence Nightingale in the Crimea. That was almost 14 years ago, but the experiences they had shared, on fearful battlefields, including Balaclava, and in the hospital in Sebastopol, forged their lasting friendship, still strong, although they went years without meeting. Hester caught up with the child and took her small, cold hand. "Where are we going?" she asked.
"To help Charlie,"
Maggie replied without turning her head. She was tugging at Hester now.
"We gotta hurry, please."
One more turn in the corridor, and they reached a door that was flush with the wall and appeared to have no handle. A piece of cotton knotted to make a short rope was wedged to stop the door from closing completely. Maggie let go of Hester's hand, slid her thin fingers under the fabric, and eased the door open. "Shh," she warned. Then she stepped sideways through the crack and beckoned for Hester to follow her. When Hester was through also, she replaced the rope and then pushed the door closed again. Hester went in a step behind Maggie. They were in another ward, smaller than the ones for the sailors, but holding 6 cots. The night lamps on the walls showed that there were small forms in 3 of them, lying still, as if asleep. "Where are we?" Hester whispered.
"This is our place,"
Maggie replied.
"Charlie's over there."
She took Hester's hand again and pulled her toward the farthest bed near the doorway of the ward. It was closed, and Hester had lost her sense of direction to know even which way it faced. Maggie stopped beside the bed, where an ashen-skinned boy about her own size lay propped up against the pillows. He turned toward her very slightly and tried to smile.
"Charlie?"
Maggie's voice wobbled a little, and there were tears on her cheeks.
"It's going to be all right. I got one of the nurses to come. She's going to make you better." "You shouldn't have done that,"
he whispered.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?